we are born at a time and place we never think twice about it. Our Prophet ﷺ predicted that intercourse outside of marriage would become the norm. Zina would become the norm. Now again, we are born in a time and a place where it is the norm. So we kind of think that has been the case always. No. Even in Jahiliyyah, even in pre-Islam, families with dignity, with respect, did not engage in premarital, much less extramarital. And that is why in the famous hadith of Sahih Bukhari, it's also in Seerah ibn Hisham, when the conquest of Makkah took place, and grudgingly Abu Sufyan and his wife accepted Islam. And what is the name of the wife of Abu Sufyan? Who can tell me? Hind. Hind. All of us Hindi should know what it is, right? By the way, why was Hind called Hind? Another tangent here. And this is going to help us Hindi people. Why was Hind called Hind? Abu Sufyan's wife was from India, mashallah, mashallah. No, all the Sayyids are from India, just remember that, okay? All the Sayyids, we are from India, mashallah, tabarakallah. I predict, I say all of the descendants of the Prophet, they migrated to India and Pakistan. That's why every second one of us, mashallah, we are Sayyids. Anyway, that's just a joke. Why was Hind called Hind? Mashallah, is good for us people from that part of the world. The Arabs exoticized India. And so something that was very beautiful was Hindi. So Hind was called Hind, meaning it's a name that is meant to imply, her father would have named her this, Utbah would have named her this, to imply she will be a beautiful lady from India, an Indian type of lady. So they're called Hind. Anyway, where was I? So when Hind embraced Islam, she wasn't too happy, but she did it, then Allah opened her heart for Islam. So she came to give the oath of allegiance to the Prophet ﷺ. It's a famous story. It's actually a very funny story if you listen to it. Many things happened there. So much so Umar bin Khattab fell down laughing so loud he couldn't contain his laughter. It was a funny thing. We don't have time to that. One of the phrases, Hind objected to every condition somehow, yet she still took the oath of allegiance, right? So the conditions are going forth and Hind has something sarcastic to prod back. And one of the conditions was that once you embrace Islam, you will not do zina, outside of marriage. You will not have intercourse outside of marriage. This phrase, Hind was not sarcastic, she was shocked. She was not coming with a swift comeback. On the contrary, she was shocked. What type of condition is this? And she said, أَوَتَزْنِ الْحُرَّةُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ? Does any free lady of dignity commit zina that you have to put this condition on us? In other words, even though she is not a Muslim at the time, she's lived her life in pre-Islam, the concept of intercourse outside of marriage, she was like, what? Why would you put this condition on us? Is it even possible that a dignified lady will do this, right? This was the perception they had pre-Islam. And again, I'd like to remind us, in this land, you will be shocked to find out that all of these trends go back one generation. Back in the 30s and 40s, the people are still alive of this land. In their age, if somebody wanted to marry another person, they would have to ask permission from the father of the lady to go out on a date. And the date would be chaperoned. And the goal would be not just flirting around. No, this is now of marriageable age. The man has a job, he's 25, 26 years old. The lady's 22, 23. The goal is, are we compatible? This is back in the 40s and 50s. It was impossible in that era, and that's why if a lady became pregnant one generation ago, it was a matter of shame for that family. They would send the girl to some type of private boarding school. This is literally one generation ago. Things have changed completely from the 60s and second wave feminism and the radical movements, from the free sexual liberation movements and whatnot. All of this changed in the late 60s, early 70s. All of this. Before this point in time, even this land and all of the Western world, they had remnants of haya, they had remnants of dignity and decency. One generation and everything has changed, so much so that these days, if a young kid in high school is not dating, the council will have a conversation. What's wrong with you? Everything okay? Everything okay? Everything, why aren't you doing something, right? And statistics, wallahi, are depressing. Perhaps some of you might be shocked, oh my God, he's speaking like this in the masjid. Ya akhi, if I don't speak about it in the masjid, where else are you going to hear it?